Let's see. Oh wow, looks like we already got someone in the chat. Hello? Just give me a moment to set up. Good evening. But yeah, I was amazed that something like this actually exists. So I'm a little bit excited, but also a little bit scared because this is a pretty complex game, actually. Guess while I'm just getting a couple things ready here, I can talk about how I found it. A friend of mine at work, Ethan, was playing a game called Moon Crystal, which is one of the more expensive games for the Famicom. And it's made by a company called Hecht. So, since it was a late Famicom game that was kind of famous, I decided to check out the company and see what else they made. And Moon Crystal was actually a weird game for that company to make because they actually made a lot more games that were simulation games for everything from the presidential election to like running a business to horse racing to the stock market. So it was just kind of crazy to come across this company that made all these really interesting games. Also, something that's a little bit interesting is they didn't make a game about Japanese elections. They only made one about the American election. So, let's see here. Oh, you've heard of the horse racing ones, huh? Cool. Yeah, I'd like to check those out sometime. Oops. Trying to make it so I can see my chat and play the game at the same time. Hopefully that is a possible thing. Alright, I think that will do it. Japanese elections. You know what? I've been in Japan for it was about 12 years, and I was there, of course, for many different elections. But yeah, they don't have a prime or a president. Of course, they have a prime minister. So everyone votes for their equivalent of our Senate and House Representatives, and then the party with the majority then gets to elect the prime minister, and that's how it works over there. So yeah, in a way, I guess it's not as convoluted. Definitely not this process, as we're about to see. The caucuses and primary process, even when simplified for a Famicom game, is a little bit complex. Yeah, in real life, Super Tuesday has been pretty exciting so far. Of course, seems like Hillary's been winning a lot of those southern states. Looks like Bernie's got New Hampshire, I think Oklahoma, and last time I saw, he was up in my home state of Colorado, so that's cool. And for the Republican side, it looks like Trump's pretty much winning everything but Texas, and Ted Cruz eked that one out. All right, well, I think I am ready to go now. So let's go ahead and start. So first, let's take a look at the different candidates that we have. Let's see. I know it's gonna cycle through them. Okay, so we'll just get a look at their pictures, and then I will try to stop it on each of their profiles to get a better look at who we have to select from here. Maybe you can recognize some of the faces. Okay, so those are the different candidates, and these are going to be the different staff members that we can select. You saw Nixon? Well, okay. I guess he does kind of like Nixon. We'll get to that guy. All right, now it's going through the names again. We'll start with the first one. Oh wait, let's get all the. Okay, so first we have Push, which of course is, you know, it's kind of like Mike Bison on Street Fighter, where they just changed like one letter so that they could get away with just using basically the same name. So anyway, yep, Push. He's 64. He's A type blood. He's from Texas. Former vice president. He's a middle of the road Republican, a WASP. Wow, I haven't seen that word for a long time. And let's see, Shugi. So I guess economic freedom, perhaps. All right, moving along. All right, for some reason they decided to throw Thatcher in there, but this is Satcher. So Miss Thatcher is 62 years old, O-type blood, apparently from Michigan in this game. They have her as a senator, and she's conservative, called the Iron Lady, and looks like she's, I'm guessing, for relations with Japan. Wait, no, I'd guess against relations if this is conservative, to protect all the car industry and stuff at the time. Remember, this is 1988, so the political landscape is a little bit different, but I think you'll see that there's a lot of similarities to what's going on today. All right, moving on. All right, so it says here Robert. I'm guessing this is supposed to be Pat Robertson, the televangelist. Anyway, it says that he's 59 years old. He's AB type blood. He's from Virginia, and he's a television preacher. He's ultra hot? I don't know what that means. I guess ultra conservative probably is what that's supposed to mean. He's Christian New Light, I guess. I guess that means evangelical is probably what that's saying. And pro or against communism. So that makes sense. All right, so those are our Republican candidates. We have 3 to choose from. Moving on. All right, so maybe this is the guy that you thought was Nixon. This is actually Mr. Dukakis, and for some reason they didn't change his name at all. That looks exactly how I would imagine Dukakis to look like in Japanese. He's 55 years old, O-type blood, from Massachusetts. He is currently the governor of Massachusetts. He's a middle-of-the-road Democrat, and he's Greek, or a Greek American, I guess, and he has strong support from the party. Okay. Moving on. All right, here we have Mr. Jackson. Of course, this is probably supposed to be Jesse Jackson. He's 47, B-type blood, from Illinois, preacher. He's a liberal black man, and he was behind the civil rights movement, or one of the players in the civil rights movement. Okay. Moving on to our last candidate. who I'm not sure who this is supposed to be. Maybe they just wanted someone that was kind of Japanese to play in the game so that Japanese people would have fun with it. Oh yeah, they're very specific about specifying who's black and who's what in this game. They have no, to them, it's not politically incorrect to just call a black person, or just, in Japan, they don't really care about that much. They're not as sensitive as we are in America, that's for sure. All right, so this guy's name is Suzuki, and he's 51 years old. He's A-type blood. He is from California state, according to this. He's currently a senator. He's a conservative Democrat, if that makes sense. Second generation Japanese. And he is on the Committee for Agriculture, I guess, in the Senate. So that rounds out our candidates. Yeah, no music so far either. I guess I have to push start before the music starts. Okay, so now let's get into the people we can choose to lead the staff behind our campaign. This is Mr. Allen. He is formerly a part of some agency. I guess he's good at marketing and polls. All right, this is Mr. Scott. He's formerly from the Department of State, and let's see here. I guess he's got a lot of connections in the political world, so part of the establishment, I guess, this guy. Oh, the CIA, huh? Okay. Yeah. Yeah, maybe that's what it is. All right, here we have Penelope, I guess. I don't know what kind of name that is. She's a former TV executive, and she speaks 5 different languages, apparently. Okay, and I think we have one more choice for our head of staff here. And that is Mr. Basil, former newscaster, and he is good at getting information. All right, so I think we're ready to get into the game now. Here we go. American presidential election. All right, new game. All right, so we have to select our candidate here. If I have any prayer to get to Super Tuesday, I think I'm gonna have to pick the only candidate I actually know quite a bit about, and that would be Mr. Bush. So even though that's probably not who I would have voted for, I think unless you would like me to pick someone else, that will be the way that I'm gonna go, because I do want to win a couple